The annual rainfall in Botswana is a mere 15 inches, which means what I'm about to show you should be completely impossible. But for an amazing geologic quirk that has formed the world's largest inland delta. A tectonic upheaval has created an enormous wetland preventing the Okavango River from reaching the ocean. This is the Okavango Delta. The waters of this massive aquatic ecosystem originate in Angola, the nation just north of Botswana. The Okavango River flows normally for hundreds of miles, bringing the wet season rains of Angola across the borders into Botswana, where the terrain suddenly changes. The flat and arid sands of the northern reaches of the Kalahari Desert act like an enormous bathtub. As the water flows into them, the tub fills. Each and every year, it completes one full cycle. 3 trillion gallons of water flood an area of 15,000 square miles from March through August, attracting one of the largest concentrations of animals in Africa. Then, from November to February, the waters drain, but they drain into the atmosphere through evaporation and transpiration via plants, and the process begins all over again. Equally astonishing, the tens of thousands of tiny islands and islets scattered throughout the delta are actually the creations of tiny little creatures. Termites and their impressive mounds are the foundations on which natural processes have built the islands. Camps have been set up throughout the delta specifically so visitors can witness this extraordinary natural phenomena and all the life that flows from it. These environmentally sustainable camps are designed to operate year-round as the aquatic transformation takes place, fundamentally changing the visitor experience from season to season. Wildlife viewing via safari jeep becomes viewing via motorboat. If you time your visit to a camp like Kijera, when the water level gives you balanced access, you can do it all. The Mokoro is a traditional canoe used by the original inhabitants of the delta. It is the most serene form of transport you can find on an African safari. A guide uses a large pole to push the Mokoro to areas of the delta only the most basic transport could reach. The Okavango's watery labyrinth gives its visitors an unparalleled experience with wildlife. Elephants are free roaming, coming and going where and when they please. Up to your camp or through the water, nowhere is off limits to them. In fact, the roads they carve through the papyrus reeds become your boat's access channels. Both hippos and elephants sculpt an almost unbelievable set of water highways for their own ease of transport through the delta, which we end up using for our boats. For birders, the Okavango is a pilgrimage site. This wetland is home to an astonishing 440 species of birds. And because of the wide open spaces of the Okavango, sightings are exceptional. Behavioral viewing illustrates how these species have adapted to their ever-changing home. And this is true for all the species of the delta, not just the birds. Mammals, fish, reptiles, and humans all have to adapt to the constantly transforming delta. Watching how they pull off this feat of survival is astonishing. The key to a first-time visit to the delta is to choose the season you most want to see, and choose the camp or camps that fit your desires. These camps are set up to provide the full Okavango experience, from the living and natural to culture, food, relaxation, and thrills. It's without a doubt one of Africa's gems in travel and tourism, and is accessible year-round. Personally, of my own experiences in Africa, this is one of my absolute favorites. Visit 2, 3, 4 times. It changes each and every time you see it. There's nowhere on earth quite like it.